Imagine being 2 years old, walking through a park with your mother. Then suddenly, a stranger appears. You're pushed away. Your mother falls to the ground. And because you're only 2, you don't understand why she won't get back up. Years later, Rachel Nickell's son Alex described the memory almost like a silent film playing inside his head. Images without sound. But Rachel's murder wouldn't become infamous only because of what happened to her that morning. It became infamous because police became convinced they knew who killed her. There was just one problem. He hadn't killed Rachel. And while police focused on him, the real killer was still out there. Tonight, we're going back to Wimbledon Common, July 1992, and one of the most disastrous murder investigations in modern British history. This is the murder of Rachel Nickell. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. Rachel Nickell was 23 years old. She lived in southwest London with her partner, Andre Hanscombe, their 2-year-old son Alex, and their dog. On the morning of July 15th, Rachel took Alex and the dog for a walk across Wimbledon Common. It was broad daylight. Around 10:30 that morning, Rachel was attacked. She was sexually assaulted and stabbed 49 times in her chest, neck, and back. Alex was right there. When Rachel was discovered, her little boy was clinging to her. He was covered in his mother's blood. The brutality of the murder, combined with the image of a toddler left beside his mother's body, turned the case into national news. And pressure on Scotland Yard was enormous. Police needed to find the man responsible, fast. Investigators questioned dozens of men, but eventually, their attention settled on someone living nearby. Colin Stagg. Stagg was unemployed, socially isolated, and known to walk his dog on Wimbledon Common. He had also been caught exposing himself on the common. To investigators, he appeared to fit. But there was a major problem. There was no forensic evidence connecting Colin Stagg to Rachel Nickell's murder. No DNA. No physical evidence placing him at the scene, and no confession. So police turned to psychological profiling. They consulted criminal psychologist Paul Britton and eventually developed one of the strangest undercover operations in British policing. Its codename was Operation Edzell. Police created a fictional woman, an undercover officer, using the name Lizzie James. Her job was essentially to become the woman investigators believed Colin Stagg wanted. She contacted him through a Lonely Hearts advertisement. They exchanged letters, phone calls, they met. And over roughly 5 months, Lizzie gradually introduced increasingly violent sexual fantasies into their conversations. The objective was simple: make Stagg comfortable enough, excited enough, emotionally attached enough that he would reveal what police believed he had done to Rachel. But something unexpected happened. Stagg wouldn't confess. When Lizzie described violent fantasies, he sometimes played along. But investigators wanted something specifically connecting him to Rachel, and they couldn't get it. At one point, Lizzie essentially suggested that she wanted a man capable of murder. Stagg wanted the relationship, but he still wouldn't say, "I killed Rachel Nickell," because, as we now know, he hadn't. In August 1993, more than a year after Rachel's murder, Colin Stagg was charged. He spent around 13 months in custody awaiting trial. Imagine that. You're accused of one of Britain's most notorious murders. Your face is everywhere. The public thinks you slaughtered a young mother in front of her toddler. And the evidence supposedly proving it came from conversations with a woman you thought genuinely liked you. Then the case finally reached the Old Bailey in 1994. And Mr. Justice Ognall saw what police had done. He excluded the undercover evidence. The judge described the operation as deceptive conduct of the grossest kind. Without it, the prosecution collapsed. Colin Stagg walked free. But technically being cleared and getting your life back are very different things. For years afterward, many people still believed Stagg had done it. He received abuse, threatening calls, threatening letters. His name had become permanently attached to Rachel's murder. Even Rachel's partner continued believing Stagg was responsible for years, because investigators themselves had convinced him. And the undercover officer suffered too. Kathleen, the officer behind Lizzie James, developed serious psychological problems following the operation. She took approximately 18 months away from work, eventually retired early, and received £125,000 from the Metropolitan Police after bringing a claim concerning the psychiatric injuries she suffered. Years later, Stagg would receive £706,000 in compensation. But by then, his name had been associated with Rachel Nickell for 16 years. And while all this was happening, the actual killer had already revealed himself in other ways. His name was Robert Napper. Robert Napper was born in 1966. He suffered serious mental illness and would later be diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. His history before Rachel's murder contained warning after warning. One of the most extraordinary came in 1989, 3 years before Rachel was murdered. Napper's own mother contacted police. She reportedly told them her son had confessed to raping a woman. Police failed to properly act on the information, and that wasn't the only opportunity. Napper would eventually become associated with the Green Chain Rapes, a series of sexual attacks across southeast London. The later independent investigation into police handling of Napper found multiple missed opportunities to identify and stop him. And then, on July 15th, 1992, Rachel Nickell walked across Wimbledon Common. This is where the failure becomes much darker. Because Rachel wasn't the last person Robert Napper killed. On November 4th, 1993, while Colin Stagg was sitting in custody accused of Rachel's murder, Napper entered the London home of Samantha Bisset. Samantha was 27. She had a 4-year-old daughter, Jazmine. Napper killed them both. The crime scene was extraordinarily brutal. And suddenly, police had another sexually motivated attack on a young mother, with a child present. There were similarities to Rachel's murder, but investigators continued toward the prosecution of Stagg. Robert Napper was eventually arrested in 1994. In 1995, he admitted killing Samantha and Jazmine, pleading guilty to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. He was sent indefinitely to Broadmoor, Britain's high-security psychiatric hospital. And still, Rachel Nickell's murder remained officially unsolved. Years passed. Then forensic technology improved. The investigation was reviewed again, and scientists examined biological material preserved from Rachel's case. In 2004, reports emerged of an important breakthrough. Enhanced DNA testing had produced evidence pointing toward Robert Napper. the man already detained for murdering Samantha and Jazmine. The man whose mother had contacted police before Rachel died. The man connected to sexual violence across southeast London. And the man police could have been investigating while they were trying to psychologically manufacture a confession from Colin Stagg. The case was rebuilt. Then, in November 2007, 15 years after Rachel's murder, Robert Napper was formally charged. 16 years after Rachel died, Robert Napper appeared at the Old Bailey. He admitted killing her. Napper pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. His paranoid schizophrenia meant the prosecution accepted that plea rather than pursuing murder. He was ordered to remain indefinitely at Broadmoor. The judge described him as a very dangerous man. Finally, Rachel's family knew who had killed her. And on the same day, something else happened. The Metropolitan Police publicly apologised to Colin Stagg. The Assistant Commissioner John Yates acknowledged that Stagg had been wrongly accused and stated unequivocally that he was completely innocent. 16 years. That's how long it took. That question eventually triggered another investigation. The Independent Police Complaints Commission examined the Metropolitan Police's handling of Napper. Its conclusions were brutal. The IPCC described a catalogue of bad decisions and errors. It found that police had missed opportunities to take Napper off the streets before Rachel was murdered, before Samantha and Jazmine were murdered, and before numerous women suffered sexual attacks. His mother's 1989 warning was one. Other investigative failures followed. And perhaps the most damaging mistake was tunnel vision. Lost underneath the police scandal, the honeytrap, the wrongful prosecution and the DNA breakthrough is the little boy who was there from the beginning. Alex. He was 2 years old when his mother died beside him. He grew up with fragments of that morning still inside his memory. His father eventually took him away from Britain, partly to escape the enormous media attention surrounding Rachel's murder. And for 16 years, their family didn't have a definitive answer. Then, finally, Robert Napper admitted what he had done. But solving a murder 16 years later doesn't restore those 16 years. It doesn't give his mum back. Maybe that's what makes this story so disturbing. There wasn't just one failure. There was a chain of them. And 3 families, damaged in completely different ways. One horrific murder investigation. And one question that still hangs over the entire story. If police had followed the evidence toward Robert Napper earlier, how many lives could have been spared? Rachel's story was retold on Netflix. Have you guys seen it? I can't imagine the pain that the family has been going through. I was crying watching it. I'm sending love and prayers to Rachel, her family, and the other victims' families. And I'm actually triggered to cover Robert Napper's story in more detail for the next episode or so. What do you think? But that's it for now, guys. Please stay safe and take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.